Yeah, and we strongly advise that you do not watch this video if you guys are eating. But then again, you can read in the title that this is a worm bin and a tutorial about worm bins. Actually, we've been filling up this bin for half a year now, and never have I seen it a time with the recency of inputs that we put in the bin. It's never been filled. Right now, we initially I put in, sayang hindi kanina nakita, I put in our mealworm, and though this one has a lid, but the chickens are in pasture, so most of the chickens have access to the produce from this bin. So meron lang siyang lip doon where they can where the fly can come in and out, and also the worms to migrate and stuff. So we allow that because this is a very big farm jungle. It's a very big jungle, and we encourage them going here. So this is the height of the bin. So hindi siya ganun kalaki, but it's not that big, but it's plainly big. So when I opened it earlier, there were a lot of worms coming out, but now they're hiding. They hid again because of the light. So the worms, they particularly like wet surfaces and dark surfaces. You can hear a lot munching, and that's really very good because that means there are a lot of life in there. My husband regularly collects this to feed the chickens, but ayan, as you can see, if you can see that there are several other worms in there. Some may be flies, some may be mealworm, and some may be black soldier fly. So whatever it is that's in here, we have satellites of this all over the farm where we put in all of the scraps and wastes from the natural wastes, biodegradable, however you call it, but we just put all of them in there. There are plastics na naliligaw. There are some plastics that we're able to put in, and don't worry, it will not harm your worms at all. So this is a very practical and just a manageable way to manage your waste and feed um, to feed different things that your chickens and livestock can eat. So for the mealworm, there are several animals that feeds on them, and then basically the chicken and the birds, reptiles also, some of them eat that. So we have this, and we have that, and then we have this also. This is our good black water. This is supposed to be for the rabbit, but they put it here. Then even the saba I give to the rabbits. um yeah, so that's all for today. And if don't be hesitant to start your own worm bin, especially if you are trying to start an organic chicken farm or just for the homesteads. It's the easiest, and there's really nothing technical about it. You just set this up, you get a bin, and you put all the scraps in there. If you don't have scraps, and then you can put in water. If you're into gardening, you can use the black water. It's actually some sort of fermentation going on in there, like what they have in the brackish water. So that's a very, very nutrition packed water that you can water your plants with, and this won't harm your plants. In fact, it's called golden black because it's golden in a sense that it's going to give your plants a lot of nutrients and vitamins that they need to grow, just like living things do. And it just doesn't smell that good, but it's not that off. It's a bearable scent. It's just that if you get in too close to it, it's nothing too odorous, but yeah, it just doesn't look so good. The mosquitoes are off because yeah. So anyway, if you want to start your own bin, just put in on some scraps. If you can put worms in there, and if not, there are several other things that you can use with the bin. You can fill it up with scraps. You can either have worms in there or produce biogas in there, which we will teach you in the later videos that we have. So stay tuned with that. And yeah, you can use it for gas, you can use it for worms, and you can use it for your plants. So if these are very good fertilizers, given the time. It takes time, but it's very much worth it rather than just losing it into the dumps. So always segregate your scraps and make them work for you, make them useful and work for you. So these things, when we cut them off, we will put them in there, and then we'll put in dry matter to absorb a little bit of the waste, and just keep on putting it up. But like I said earlier, it doesn't really pile up because there are worms eating in it. If you can hear it, there you can hear the munching. So probably the ones in there are the black soldier fly, and if you see the small ones, they're probably the fly. But either way, all worms, the chickens, when they eat it, they are able to convert it into a nutritious snack. Their body can process it and use it in a lot of beneficial ways that can make your organic chickens really good and healthy and taste well. So